I never set out to be a poverty crusader or a social agitator. It was never a goal of mine to stand in the breach and call America to account. I came of age in the 1970s, a child of the moonshot, post-war fervor, and small-town values. My senior class reveled in the patriotic euphoria of the bicentennial and believed in an America of endless possibilities. Although Vietnam and Watergate tempered our expectations, we clung to the founders' vision of shared responsibility and consensus rule. America then was not perfect, but as first-time voters in 1976, we trusted our leaders to do the right thing on most issues, most of the time. With my liberal arts degree firmly in hand, in 1980 I headed off to the Office of Naval Intelligence in Washington, D.C., and the final plot twist of the Cold War. When the wall came down, I found myself yearning for a fresh challenge that could utilize my O&I skills to make a positive difference in America. By the early 2000s, I found myself running an anti-poverty NGO in East Baltimore, where a 50% poverty rate was par for the course. In working with over 900 impoverished households and 300 ex-offenders, I saw the cause and effect relationship between the city's loss of 100,000 manufacturing jobs in the 1970s and the emergence of the ubiquitous drug corner in the 1980s and 90s. I remember early on, there was a moment when you were out in front of our office and you had been across the corner, and randomly, you're in a conversation with a couple of fairly experienced drug dealers in the neighborhood.
Our caseworkers were basically female, and we always had to have them in a place where they weren't too vulnerable. And so I'd gone down, getting close to dusk, and this dealer did come over. And I'll never forget, he said, "We know who you are." I said,
Right.
"Is that good or bad?" You know, and he goes, "We really do know who you are, and we know what you're doing." I said, "Again, is that good or is that bad?" And he stopped and he said, "You're good for the neighborhood." And I said, "Why is that?" He goes, "My shelf life is short." Mm-hmm. He said, "I'm either going to lose my corner," which meant he would be taken away as far as death, "or I'm going to be arrested and put away." And he said, "But either way, you guys are going to be here because you're helping with the kids and our women." And he said, "Those two angels you have working here," he said, "there's that one that has the silver hair and the one that has the brown hair." He goes, "We put the word out. Nobody ever touches them. They're angels." Those people really had this power on the street. The dealers could say, "Don't do it," and it resonated. You know, it was real power, not positional power. It was real power.
As I increased my social proximity to the poor, I dramatically widened my poverty aperture. With my newfound lens, I was able to focus on the segregating nature of poverty. I came to see how the entrenched poor were scapegoated for nearly every modern social problem.
They arrested for attempted murder. Attempted murder? I know my child ain't do nothing like that. I would visit Damien every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday I would visit my son. Because I knew he didn't do it.
And to know you're innocent all along.
And to know you're innocent all along. I didn't do this. I didn't do this.
Do you remember the day of the trial and what the judge said in the courtroom? Because the trial lasted like 30 minutes.
Right, I remember. They said, "Do you see the guy in the courtroom?" And she says, "No."
No, he's not here.
He's not here. So the judge and all thinking, this man, Damon, is the one that the police is saying that did the charge or attempted the murder. So they say to her, "You don't see the guy?" She said, "No, the police told me to pick him out." She was arrested for prostitution, and I don't know if she was copying or something. And for her to get out of her arrest, she pointed Damien out. 10 months of his life was just taken away from him.
The other thing that happened that day was that judge, that seasoned veteran judge, a white male, mm-hmm. who was furious at the state prosecution because he recognized what had happened.
Yeah, he recognized that they framed him.
As I reflected on how our national prosperity seemed to depend on a ready supply of powerless, low-wage workers, I found myself increasingly interested in economic justice, globalization, mass incarceration, and the war on drugs.
We have no planes. We have no gun stores. We have access to none of that stuff. How do all this get in the black community so easy?
You know, you just said something that's absolutely fascinating to me, is that in white suburban America today, there are gun stores all over the place. And I have worked in this city for 15 years, and I've never seen a gun store.
You've never seen a gun store.
That is, I've never really thought about it that way, Mark.
But you can go down to projects and get a gun.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So how did these guns get in our communities?
And you beat your addiction, didn't you?
I beat it.
You beat it.
Yes.
What do you attribute that to?
The Lord.
You're a faithful woman, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You believe that
I believe.
God intervened in your life.
Yes, he did.
So you were working in community outreach at one point, weren't you?
So safe streets.
Safe Streets.
Yeah.
What'd you do on that job?
Outreach. It was violence prevention. That's what I say. I got shot on my job. I got shot.
You got shot at Safe Streets?
Yeah, this hole right here. Look. You see this hole right here?
Wow. Yeah.
That's a 40 right there. I ain't gonna show you the rest of these, right? This a 49s, but this one slant anyway. That job was beautiful. It was so sweet. I'm going up to work one day. My man was like, man, where you going at? I like to work because the job was right there. He like, man, you off today. You don't even know when you off. The job was so
You liked it that much?
It was beautiful, yo.
What were you going to say, Karen?
This is what I'm going to say. This is what I believe took him or led him to his addiction.
Okay.
That's my opinion. When he got shot, they prescribed him Percocet.
Painkiller.
So the painkillers he took, am I right? Or do you think that's what happened?
You're 100% right.
But now, if I remember correctly, now your choice is fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
How'd you get started on that?
Like she just said.
Yeah.
Eating oxycodone, and then it just stopped working. It's not even an amount. Like some of the stories you hear about, like people that's eating them and they don't fail them, they just feel, that's true.
Yeah.
I know people.
You have to keep getting stronger and stronger.
Tolerance, yeah.
Yeah. Well, right now you need to be working on getting clean. That should be your sole assignment. Is
right. You
need to get clean.
When I talked to you, man, I felt safe.
Good. Well, we want to help. I mean, I want to see you go to work and make a good living wage, and it's virtually impossible if you can't pass a drug test. I can't.
Right.
I don't know of an employer in America that's going to hire you if you can't pass a drug test.
Okay.
So that's the challenge.
Okay.
You know, you got a mom that beat it. You got a brother that beat it.
Right.
And you can do it.
You kind of scare me, right? When you leave it all the way on there, because I need you to be with me, man.
I am with you.
I am with you. I've been getting high like 4 years, man. I tried like 8, 10 times.
I know. It's not easy.
I've been in treatment a lot of times.
I know. It's not
man.
easy.
I've been in treatment about 8, 10 times. That's good. I might not planning to slip, but I might slip. Don't throw me away. Don't throw me away.
Was systemic poverty an unavoidable consequence of our modern economy, or a perfectly preventable outcome that could change with stronger leadership and better decisions? The questions kept coming. How could it be that our gross domestic product had exploded by over 220% since 1965, yet real wages for hourly workers had not increased even 1%? How could the greatest capitalist nation in the world tolerate a near constant poverty rate of 15% during a period when Fortune 500 executive pay jumped from $900,000 to $24 million? Why were so-called essential workers expected to pay their bills and feed their kids on chump change? Had the minimum wage of 1968 kept up with American worker productivity over the next 5 decades, today's low-wage workers would be earning $24 an hour instead of the federal minimum wage of $7.25, or the Walmart minimum of $12, or the Amazon starting wage of $15 an hour. A low-wage minimum wage does not just affect teenagers. In 2020, 52% of America's minimum wage workers were 25 years and older. It's time to tell the truth about America's onerous social policies and siloed poverty initiatives. The complex challenges facing America's poor will never be solved with today's prevailing either-or strategies. Our poverty situation is too grim and much too dire for simplistic, partisan approaches. We need to be a nation of both and problem solvers. In partnership with Maryland filmmaker Brendan Mattingly, an outstanding creative producer with a long history of storytelling on behalf of the lost and forgotten, this documentary, called Chump Change, will bring critical attention to the recent history of American poverty and the way forward to sustainable solutions. In total, 5 documentaries are currently under development by Confute Films, 1 per year from 2022 to 2026. America's poor need our help, not our pity and not our ridicule. We hope this film can be a catalyst for us all.